Imagine a man who has avoided being caught for many years, a drug lord who created an empire built on violence and corruption. Now, picture the moment when that empire falls, and the man is finally captured. Today, we will look at the story of El Chapo's arrest, focusing on the US agents, the Mexican government, and the intelligence that helped capture him. Join us as we explore how one of the world's most wanted criminals was finally brought to justice. Ismael Mario Zambada Garcia, also known as El Mayo, was a Mexican drug lord and one of the main leaders of the Sinaloa Cartel, a large crime group based in Sinaloa, Mexico. Before becoming the top leader, he reportedly worked as the logistical coordinator for the cartel, helping with the trafficking of drugs like cocaine and heroin into cities like Chicago, using various methods such as planes, boats, trucks, and more. El Mayo had never been arrested or jailed until July 2024, when he was captured in El Paso, Texas, and placed in U.S. custody. Zambada is married to Rosario Niebla Cardosa, and they have 4 sons and 4 daughters. His family has been involved in drug distribution and money laundering. His sons include Serafin Zambada Ortiz, who was arrested and later released, and Ismael Zambada Imperial, also known as Mayito Gordo, who was convicted. Another son, Vicente Zambada Niebla, was arrested by the Mexican army in 2009. His son, Ismael Mayito Zambada Jr., is wanted in the U.S. for drug-related crimes. In 2010, some of Zambada's family members were arrested on drug trafficking charges, including his brother Jesus, the King Zambada. In 2014, his son-in-law, Juan Gabriel Gonzalez Ibarra, died from an electric shock at home. In 2020, it was revealed that Zambada was suffering from diabetes. Ismael Zambada has worked closely with the Juarez cartel and the Carrillo Fuentes family, while maintaining his connections to Colombian cocaine suppliers. After the arrest of Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo in 1989, the drug empire split, leading to the rise of the Sinaloa cartel, co-led by Zambada, Hector Luis Palma Salazar, and Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Zambada's Sinaloa cartel controlled large areas of Mexico, including Sinaloa, Durango, and Sonora, and trafficked drugs into the U.S. using various methods like airplanes and tunnels. Since 1998, Zambada has been wanted by Mexican authorities, with a bounty placed on his head. As other cartels, like the Tijuana cartel, faced increased pressure, Zambada and El Chapo expanded their operations, resulting in violent conflict. His cartel received large quantities of cocaine from Colombia, transporting it to U.S. distribution centers. Zambada became the sole leader of the Sinaloa cartel after El Chapo's 2016 capture, making him Mexico's most powerful drug lord. In 2019, his son Vicente testified against El Chapo, revealing that Zambada paid bribes of up to $1 million per month to high-ranking Mexican officials. Despite being hunted, Zambada remains at large and is one of the most elusive figures in the drug world. Ismael El Mayo Zambada, a notorious Mexican drug lord, managed to evade capture for more than 35 years. However, in 2024, his luck ran out when U.S. authorities arrested him in El Paso, Texas. The arrest was part of an elaborate sting operation orchestrated by Joaquin Guzman Lopez, the son of El Chapo, Zambada's former partner in the Sinaloa cartel. Guzman Lopez led Zambada to believe they were traveling to northern Mexico to explore potential locations for illegal airstrips, but instead they lured him into U.S. territory, where he was apprehended. In 2010, during a rare interview with Mexican journalist Julio Scherer Garcia, Zambada admitted his fear of being captured and imprisoned. He said the thought of being jailed terrified him, and though he speculated about taking his own life if it ever came to that, he wasn't sure if he had the courage. Despite years of caution, Zambada, at 76 years old and in poor health, was tricked into crossing the border. For someone who had successfully evaded capture for decades, his downfall seemed extraordinary, but it's possible that his old age and health problems made him more vulnerable to deception. The arrest raises several questions, including who will take control of the powerful Sinaloa cartel. Following El Chapo's capture in 2016, there was a violent power struggle within the cartel, leading to bloody confrontations between rival factions and other drug gangs. After the arrest of El Chapo's son, Ovidio Guzman Lopez, in 2019, the cartel soldiers unleashed chaos in Culiacan, attacking civilians, police, and military forces with high-caliber weapons until the authorities released Ovidio to stop the violence. Ovidio was eventually rearrested and extradited to the United States, but the Sinaloa cartel remained strong despite internal conflicts. Mike Vigil, a former DEA agent, believes that a similar violent outbreak, like the Culiacanazo of 2019, might be avoided this time around. He notes that the Sinaloa cartel has several potential leaders, including El Chapo's brother, who could take over smoothly without triggering another round of bloodshed. Vigil also points out that focusing on bringing down individual cartel leaders, known as the kingpin strategy, has rarely led to long-term success. In the past, such strategies often created internal strife within cartels, resulting in even more violence, benefiting their rivals, such as the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG. As the Mexican government prepares for possible unrest following Zambada's arrest, additional security forces have been deployed to the state of Sinaloa to prevent an escalation of violence. The timing of Zambada's arrest seems linked to the U.S. government's increasing focus on fighting the fentanyl crisis, which has become the leading cause of death for Americans between 18 and 45. The U.S. Attorney General, Merrick Garland, emphasized in a statement that the Justice Department would not rest until every cartel leader and associate responsible for the fentanyl epidemic is brought to justice. Both Zambada and Los Chapitos, El Chapo's sons, have made billions from trafficking fentanyl, which is cheaper and easier to produce than cocaine. While shutting down fentanyl smuggling entirely is nearly impossible due to its profitability, the U.S. is determined to weaken the cartels by dismantling their leadership. Despite Zambada's age and poor health, his capture is seen as a critical part of this broader strategy to hold cartel leaders accountable for the devastation caused by fentanyl. Even though it's unclear what the immediate future holds for the Sinaloa cartel, Zambada's arrest marks a turning point in the ongoing war on drugs. The arrest of El Mayo Zambada is a significant milestone in the ongoing war against drug cartels in Mexico and the United States. It represents a major blow to the Sinaloa cartel, one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world. However, it is important to remember that the capture of a single individual does not eliminate the threat posed by drug cartels. These organizations are resilient and adaptable, and they will likely continue to operate even after the loss of key leaders. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts on the arrest of El Mayo Zambada and the ongoing war against drug cartels. Thank you for watching.